the Celtics this offseason.
To deal with it the way they have.
People, some people were skeptical over. Some people were skeptical of what the Celtics were going to do.
Ball game.
Gotten a number of second shots, though.
George, way off. It's the side of the backboard.
It is now just about the quarter season. That was a
bless you.
Sneeze. God bless. So we decided to come up with our quarter season NBA awards. And we did MVP, we did Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved, and Sixth Man of the Year. All the important ones. So we don't want to start with MVP, do we? We don't want to give it away immediately.
I mean, I feel like it's currently.
Do we start with MVP? Okay.
Might as well get it out of the way.
Right, fair enough.
One consensus guy.
It should be.
Ortiz, who you got, buddy?
I have some guy named Jason. His last name is Tatum.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think all of us are going to have it.
Speak for all of us. I mean, he's on the best team in basketball at the moment. He's averaging 32, 8, and almost 5.
Yep.
He's shooting amazing from the fields.
I think it's 48, 36.
The fields. All the fields.
All
man.
the Justins. All the Justins. Yeah, I think he's shooting 48, 36, and 86.
47, 37, and 86 on free throw.
Wow. I was 1% off for two of those. But yeah, no, you could probably speak for all of us in terms of talking about Jason Tatum.
That's really it. I mean,
the biggest thing for Tatum for me personally has been his finishing jumps.
Yes, and I mentioned that as well. It's been the most efficient season of his career.
Last year, his adjusted field goal percentage at the rim was 68. This year, he has it up to 73. And in terms of just efficiency, his effective field goal percentage is up from 52% last year to 56%, and his true shooting's up from 57% to 62%. So he's just gotten more efficient. I mean, if you watch the games, it's just like an eye test thing. He's getting to the basket at will, and he's getting higher quality. He's figured out how to use his body to get himself higher quality looks at the rim, rather than just going in there and throwing whatever up. He's taking his time with it and using his body, and that's been the separator.
He's got a thin frame, but he's incredibly strong. Like, the way he plays is incredibly strong. Dean, just to make sure, you also had the consensus here, correct?
Jason Tatum for MVP? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
I figured.
I mean, he's the best player and the best team in the league, averaging 32 and 8. Like, he's making the biggest impact right now.
Yeah, it's not even – I mean, it is definitely close. I think the other guy that a lot of us would have put second in this case is Luka Doncic. Obviously deserves his credit where it's due. He's carrying a team to an above 500 record and the 7th seed in the West currently. And that was literally the only determining factor. I was this close to making Luka my MVP.
If Luka was a top, I would say 5 seed right now, he would my MVP.
Yes, and I agree. I feel like anytime you're below like a 6 seed in terms of the MVP race, you have to be having like a season that's so clearly better than anyone else and what they're putting out right now. And Luka is obviously, you could argue he's the best player in the world right now. It's just straight up. He's been that fucking good. But JT's been having an amazing season too. I mean, you don't average near 32 points per game and not deserve MVP consideration, or at least be the favorite when your team is the best team in the league. And in case you guys didn't know, they currently are on pace for the greatest offensive rating in all of NBA history.
By like a lot.
By over 2 points. Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. They're the best 3-point shooting team in the league, which is no surprise when you're that good of an offense. Almost everyone on their team is shooting nearly 40, if not above 40% from three.
Zesty, right?
So,
very.
I mean, yeah, they're Jason Tatum, and I said this in my notes. I put he's the best all-around player in the entire league. In terms of every category, being really good at everything. He's the best all-around basketball player in the NBA at this current moment. So,
can't argue that.
Best team, best player. top 5 probably in the league, top 6 or 7 probably
Who
in
was
the
it?
NBA.
Charles Barkley that called him something.
Jason Taylor. he called
Jason
him.
Jesus
Taylor.
Christ, bro.
What
I
up,
tweeted-
Jason Taylor?
Statme's tweeted about it, and then I responded like,
Yeah.
"Wow, this dude went from a defensive end to a future NBA MVP. What a career!"
Jason Taylor.
Yo, Chuck never gets anyone's name right, by the way.
Yo,
he botched
I mean, the
Shay's
best guy in the
so
league,
terribly.
the MVP front runner, you got to get his name right.
They're
You would
comedy,
think.
bro.
They are
Okay.
hilarious.
Jason Taylor.
So
Mhm.
funny, bro.
Shaq
Chuck is
going through the
hilarious.
Christmas tree.
Shaq going through the Christmas
That
tree,
shit was
bro.
hilarious, bro.
Bro, Kenny bodied him.
Yeah.
Kenny bodied him, bro.
Well,
That
but
was
then
8 years
after
later.
that, Shaq like willingly just jumped in the tree.
Yeah.
Ernie said, "You won't jump in the tree right now," and Shaq got up and just jumped
Like,
into the tree.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
barbecue chicken.
Nah, Shaq's hilarious. They're all so funny, and Ernie just ties it together
Sharks
so
goes
perfectly.
Shea Gilchrist Alexander.
You say Gilchrist Alexander. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty out. Shea will be mentioned probably in a bit if we're being completely honest. But yeah,
Be
Jason
honest.
Tatum, definitely MVP. That's a consensus, no question about it. Boston Celtics, 2023 NBA champions. Book it. No, I'm playing. It's probably the Bucks, but all right. Defensive Player of the Year. This is an interesting one because we might be a little different at the panel, if I'm being completely honest. This is, by the way, who we
I
think
agree, D.
is going to win it. Not just like this is who we would pick at this current moment. Not
This
who we
is-
think
this is
will win it.
Depoy?
Yes,
Yeah.
not who
Depoy.
we think will win it. Who we would personally vote for if we had a vote.
So I'll go first. It's definitely not a no-brainer. There's a lot of great defenders out there in this universe, but I think Marcus Smart last year opened
The Gates.
for perimeter players to win the award, and OG Anunoby has been special this year, man.
Real special.
He has the 5th toughest matchup difficulty in the entire NBA this season, according to B-Ball Index. So that means he's guarding the best players. And if you
Nightly.
watch the games, he is guarding the best players.
Yup.
And when guarding players in isolation, he has held players to shooting 24% and 0.71 points per possession. And he has forced a turnover 16% of the time.
That's insane.
So to me, he is far and away the best perimeter defender in the NBA. And I think he's a defensive player of the
absolutely
year.
correct. I mean, there's
I know,
No
like,
argument
there are
against that.
guys who are going to be mentioned now who are very good rim protectors and very good weak side defenders. But give me the guy who's going out there and taking on the superstars one-on-one.
no, I agree.
That's my argument.
I mean, the
for
defense
OG.
has always been there, not to this level with OG, but overall, he's having a fantastic season,
Yeah.
especially offensively, too. I mean, you could argue that he's, aside from Pascal, he's the second best player on the Raptors. I mean, so, yeah, for sure. I mean, OG's a great pick. Aside from that, though, my defensive player of the year was Brook Lopez, and that's been my consistent defensive player of the year for the entire season. So I'm going to stick with that. I mean, he's been absolutely unbelievable. The Bucks are currently the second best defensive team in the league, according to defensive rating, and the third best team in the league in terms of opponents' points per game. So their entire defensive profile has just changed completely this season. And a lot of that has to be credited to Mike Budenholzer. They give up fewer threes. They don't give up a bunch of shots at the rim. And when they do give up shots at the rim, Brook Lopez is right there. Or it's Giannis, arguably two of the top 2 rim protectors in the league, you can even argue. So Brook Lopez has been incredible. He's probably the best post defender in the entire league in terms of guarding big men. He gives a bunch of those guys fits. I believe he was in the top 7% for a number of defensive statistics at the rim, like shot contests, effective defensive field goal percentage at the rim versus expected. Obviously, he's been the anchor for that defense. They're, I believe, 9 points better on the defensive end when he's out on the floor. And in terms of defensive rating, and of course, I mean, not even to mention his offensive game, because obviously we're talking about defensive player of the year, but the man's shooting fucking 40% from 3 as a big man, as a 7-footer. And
That's pretty good defense.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't even want to mention that.
Lockdown.
But yeah, shout out Brook Lopez, bro. Like, you've been amazing this season.
Guess who's going to
And
tonight?
It's a bounce back year for you nonetheless, especially after dealing with injuries last year. So best rim protector in the NBA at this current moment, Brook Lopez.
So I was torn between him and his teammate, but I ultimately went with Giannis, just because of the perimeter defense that he brings to the table. That obviously Brook is just not capable of producing, and the help defense that Giannis plays. I did mention in my little notes that they have the second best defensive rating that you had mentioned earlier. So they have the two best defenders down low at the moment, the best rim protectors. So I just went with Giannis because of his history and
You could have went with either. Yeah.
and athleticism.
Can I argue you real quick?
Argue.
Can I throw?
Yeah.
Feel like it's been no question. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, not the facts, just my opinion. Feel like to me, it's been no question that Anthony Davis has been more impactful defensively than Giannis Saputo.
I also agree with that.
I haven't watched
My defensive player of
Lakers
the
as
year
much.
is agreeing with that statement.
Yep.
It's not Anthony Davis.
Oh,
No,
what-
but I mean, a better rim protector than Giannis. I have Evan Mobley as my defensive player of the year.
yo,
I'm so
that's
happy
a
you
good
fucking said
pick.
that.
That's good stuff, Ortiz. Tell us why. Tell us everything. I'm so intrigued.
Everything.
Yeah.
So happy he said that.
Well, as Sully said, the Bucks have the second best defense in the league,
Who has first, Ortiz?
the Cleveland Cavaliers. Obviously, Jared Allen plays a big role in that, but the thing is with Evan Mobley, he's athletic enough to guard the perimeter. He could guard 1 through 5 depending on he can guard the perimeter.
I'm gonna be honest. He does it better than Giannis too.
Exactly.
Needs to be
He's a
said.
really good perimeter defender.
Needs to
He
be said.
actually hold on. Let me learn how to read. He leads the NBA in defensive rating,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. I saw that. Yep.
averaging a block and a steal. He's second in the league in blocks, I think, behind Brook Lopez.
Yep.
And I just have Evan Mobley over Brook simply because of, as Chris said, the perimeter defensive aspect of his game.
Where's Miles Turner at in that blocks per game? I think he might be third behind the both of them, but I'm so happy you mentioned him because
Mobs has been incredible.
I
bro.
was this close. I was hoping you mentioned Evan Mobley, but I didn't expect that and didn't see that coming. So I was actually going to, right after that, say that an honorable mention was going to be
He
Evan
was
Mobley.
second for me. I had OG, Mobley, Anthony Davis, and Brook Lopez as my.
Any of those four would have
Yeah.
been correct. Like,
Evan Mobley. What moved Evan Mobley above AD and Brook Lopez for me personally was that the Cavs defense got better with Jared Allen out for
yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
that just goes to show how elite. And Evan Mobley was my preseason deep boy.
Yep.
So
Donovan
Unfortunately,
Mitchell's
mine
actually been
hasn't
playing
even
really
played.
good defense for the Cavs too.
Yeah.
He's really turned it up.
yeah, it's just an effort then for him.
No,
Yep.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
But
no,
being 6'4",
Evan Mobley's
yeah.
been incredible, bro. Like,
Mobs is unbelievable, and I think in a very soon amount of time. Jesus fucking Christ. In a couple years, I think we're going to be saying that Evan Mobley is the best player on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Maybe not right now, but he arguably is the most impactful player on the Cleveland Cavaliers at this current moment.
Who wants
Darius
him?
That
Garland
needs to be
becomes a
said.
99
Who
in
wants him in
simulation.
Dynasty?
What happened?
I'll take him.
You'll take him.
So,
Give me all your
Evan
firsts.
Mobley,
I'll give
man,
you
I'm
Scotty Barnes and a 2024 first.
All the first.
2024 and 2025. You
Yo.
can't have 2024.
Negotiations.
Yo, I'll give you some picks for
Who
him.
wants Kenny Galladay in the
3
offseason?
firsts, at least is a starting point.
3 first is the starting point.
Starting point.
Well, I
Start. You said that so seductively.
All right. So
That's what I mean,
But
starting
next-
Ortiz,
big
what a
boy.
fucking pick. I'm
Yeah, I
very
like
happy you
that.
picked him, and we
Thanks,
gave Evan Mobley
guys.
credit for that.
Thanks,
OG,
guys.
great pick. Giannis, not a great pick, but it's okay. I'm playing. But
we here.
I'm playing.
So the next award I'll
Flip
do
you, dog.
6 man of the year.
Six
yeah,
man's cool.
yeah, we could talk
Six
about
man.
6 man.
So I kind of moved my shit around a little bit, but my 6 man of the year is Benedict Mathurin. And Ben Mathurin needs to win an award. There's 2 awards he's in the running for. He needs to have won one of them. It would be criminal if the season ended today and he didn't win one of the awards. So he's my 6 man of the year. He's averaging 18.1 points per game. His efficiency, it is what it is. He's shooting 40% from the field, 37 from 3. But he
Bless you.
Bless
He's been relied upon a
leads
lot.
the NBA in total points off the bench by almost 100 points. He has 439 points off the bench this season, and the next highest is Christian Wood with 351. So, and the thing about Benedict Mathurin is he just simply has that dog in him.
He said he's better than LeBron.
And he went out and beat LeBron. And he went at LeBron every single time in that game. So,
Yeah, no, he fears nobody.
yeah, he
That-
just got that dog in him. He's been great. He's definitely slowed down after the hot start. His efficiency went down, but
It's expected as a rookie.
yeah, no, he's just going to be such a phenomenal player. And he's just, to me, he's had the most impact of anyone off the bench this year. He's single-handedly been the reason why the Pacers have won some games this year. So
Yeah, for sure.
it's
Benedict
really-
Mathurin definitely deserves one of the 2 awards. But my 6th man of the year, I picked Bobby Portis. And I have 2 Bucks winning awards. So that team is just incredible. And of course, Bobby Portis, he's averaging a double-double off the bench, which by itself is a crazy stat. I think he's averaging 13.6 and about 10.6 per game. And if it's not that exactly, it's something close. I believe he's shooting 48% from the field. Unfortunately, his 3-point shot hasn't exactly been going in this season. He's only shooting 32%. But as history tells it, the last couple of years, he's going to start making his threes, and his points will only go up from there. He's currently, 6th, 7th in the league in double-doubles. Actually, no, I lied. He's 5th in double-doubles in the NBA with 14, which is tied with Clint Capella. Off the bench. Did I mention 6th man of the year? Off the bench. 5th most in the league in double-doubles. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of wild. Bobby Portis has been unbelievable for them. He improves their offensive rating by 2 points. So 5. But yeah, no, it's kind of crazy. He's been
6.
fantastic this season. And Bobby Portis is more than anything else, he's the heart and soul of the Bucks. Outside of obviously Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's everything that the fans love. So that's my 6th man of the year.
Crazy eyes.
So
Indeed.
for 6th man of
Punch
the
Nico
year,
Mirotic.
I feel like
That was a good time.
That was a crazy time for sure.
I have a boring answer. I have an answer that I want to change. That I look. I feel like I just have to watch more basketball to really change if I wanted to. But I have Jordan Poole.
Boo.
I know. So Jordan Poole is exactly what you'd look for in a 6th man. He comes off the bench, spark plug, shoots,
You would hope he comes off the bench.
Shut the fuck up. takes attention off of Curry.
He starts.
Because when they're both on the floor, you have to worry about the both of them. He demands a lot of attention. He could shoot. He play makes.
He demands a lot of attention from females too.
Yeah, exactly.
All the baddies sitting
All the
courtside.
baddies sitting courtside. He turned into Game 6, 2016 Curry, right? Was that the meme?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Or
Something like that.
Game 6 Clay, whatever the fuck it is.
Something like that.
so yeah, I have Jordan Poole.
Nice.
I feel like Jordan Poole's mid.
I agree
Like
with
his
that
average-
statement.
His averages only look good to you because of the games he started when they've rested the whole entire team.
Do you remember you hated Jordan Poole?
You know, it's actually funny.
He's more valuable than Draymond.
I wanted to give a shout out to a guy that would be probably winning this award if he didn't have to start so many games because Damian Lillard's been out. Anthony Simons has been fucking insane this season. Like that man would be winning the 6th man of the year if it wasn't for the fact that he had to start so many games this season so far. So
He probably stays in the lineup, no?
No.
you got to keep him off the bench. It just makes too much sense for them. But continue, Ortiz.
I actually have Malcolm Brogdon winning this award. I mean, Chris and I, we talked about it before. He's shooting lights out from the field. He's shooting 50-50 from the field and from 3.
So crazy.
Which is just insane. The combo guard that he is an excellent compliment to Marcus Smart. And it's
Yep.
very nice how you could run your starting point guard and your 6th man at the floor in crunch time if needed.
Yeah.
Because he is 6'4". It's big enough
I think
to
he's
play.
even taller than that. Yeah, I think he's 6'5".
Yeah, I'll give him
something like that.
6'5".
We'll give him
Okay,
6'5",
6'5".
and he's built like he
Yeah.
can guard the bigger wings in the league.
Mhm.
So
I think just the compliment that he brings to the Celtics. I mean, we said this before. It was a great signing when he went there, and
indeed.
I think that is my 6th man of the year.
Yeah, no, he's been incredible, man.
And defensively, he's great too.
Exactly.
I mean,
He's-
there's really not much of a weakness to Malcolm Brogdon's game. He's like kind of that jack of all trades, maybe not a master of none, but he's obviously catching and shooting the shit out the ball. So, I mean, Malcolm Brogdon, obviously, when he was with the Bucks, 50, 40, 90. So the dude can obviously shoot the shit out the ball, especially off ball. Compliments the 2 J's extremely well. Great pick, Ortiz.
Thank you.
So,
Where'd he go?
most improved. Chris, who we got?
I got a guy.
Nice.
I would assume he is a male.
A guy
Kyle?
who goes by the name of
I love this.
Bol.
It really only has one name, but it's twice.
So, Bol last season averaged 2.4 points per game. He played 5.8 minutes per game, and he played in 14 games.
Jesus.
This
Classic
season, Bol is averaging 12.8 points per game, 7.5 rebounds. He's playing 27 minutes per game.
That's wild.
Oh yeah, he's also averaging 1.8 blocks.
Classic.
Played in 26 games this year and started 21 of them, and he's just so good at the sport.
Yeah, he's rather good.
He's a rim protector. He could dunk, he could set screens and roll, but then also he could grab a rebound and go coast to coast and boom on Reggie Jackson. I don't know if you guys seen that the other day.
I did.
Bro, he was like 3 inches above the rim. Like, that was some nasty shit. And like, if you want to talk about a guy who has improved, like this guy we were talking about, he might be out of the league because
It's
he
so
just
crazy to
wasn't
think about
doing
that.
shit.
Yeah,
And then he comes out this year and he's a valuable starter. Granted, the Magic are not that good at basketball, but
He's giving
the
them
games
quality
they've
minutes.
won, he's been a huge part of them. So
Yes.
I think in terms of improving as a player, I think it's no doubt Bol, honestly.
And something needs to be said for his efficiency too. He's been incredibly efficient this year.
Yeah, he's
And
shooting 60% from the field. He's shooting 40% from 3 on 2 attempts a game.
He also never really got this opportunity with anybody else, though. You know, like with the Nuggets, he was hurt. With the with the Bulls G League team, he was hurt. He really didn't. Play
The
much.
biggest thing with him though was he did get opportunities, but he got very limited opportunities. He had a short leash.
Right. That's
And
what I'm
in
saying.
his limited opportunities, I mean, in a way, you never get the chance to really get a rhythm. And he was kind of poor. He wasn't very good in any aspect of the game. He looked lost sometimes on the court. And I mean, now it's like he looks fantastic and he's doing exactly what you expected him to do out of college, coming out of Oregon. Like
Happy Bull. That's what he is.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
Happy
We're happy to see that man hooping, honestly. So, yeah, my six man. I already said
one.
that. My most improved. As Chris mentioned before the show today, last year Ja kind of fucked this entire award, and I had to give it to Shea because he's just been insane this year. Some of the numbers and some of the stats, he's shooting 50% from the field currently. His efficiency recently is absolutely cratered. I'm not going to lie. He was shooting like 57, 58% prior to his recent stretch where he's been shooting like consistently like near 8 for 21 or something like that. But his three-point shot isn't falling anymore, shooting 32% from 3, but he's shooting like 92% from the free throw line currently. He's averaging 6 assists and nearly 5 rebounds to go with the fact that he's averaging right near 31 points per game. He is currently 4th in the NBA in points in the paint, and he is only behind big men, which is an incredible stat. He has become the best mid-range shooter in the entire league. And
No.
Whoa.
The best mid-range shooter in the league? The Swim Reaper.
Percentages back up, Shea.
I don't care about percentages.
I don't know, man. Shea is getting
Look
to
at
those
the
spots
degree of
and putting that
difficulty
bitch
on
in there.
Kevin Durant's shots. Stop it.
I mean, no, the degree of difficulty, if we're talking about
Who's the best mid-range shooter in the league? It's been Kevin Durant for the past fucking 15 years. Let's not get carried away here.
I don't know, man.
Shea's been really good, but he's not the best mid-range shooter in the league. Come on.
man. I don't know, man. You shoot that well on mid-range jumpers, and I mean, a statement's got to be made.
He's
there,
the
but
most efficient mid-range shooter in the NBA this season.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
But he's not the best in the league.
That's a better way to put it. Yeah. Obviously that stands for something by itself. He's making incredibly contested shots most of the time with a team around him that has been piss poor. He improves their rating by about 6 points, and that's especially true on the offensive end as he improves their offensive rating by about 11 points. And not to mention he's an extremely good playmaker. And of course, I mean, He averaged 31, that by itself, up from right around 23 last season. If you didn't see the Shea breakout coming, you were kind of blind. So he's a baller.
That's why I didn't pick him, because of that last statement you just said. If you didn't see the Shea breakout coming, you're kind of blind. Like, he definitely improved on last season, but it's just like, we knew he was going to improve.
I agree. I wanted to give credit to other guys, but it was just
He's improved so
he's
much.
just gotten
He's
so much
definitely
better.
like jumped into the superstar.
Added 7 points a game.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
But yeah, no, Bowles added 10, more than 10. I mean, and he's getting consistent minutes. I agree. I definitely like your pick. It's just
there's no
for
wrong
Shea to
answer
keep
here.
a team that bad
Competitive.
in a
Very
competitive
competitive.
state, that's
Yeah.
got to be said.
Sure.
So
It sucks that I keep going third because it seems like I'm repeating answers, but I also pick Shea. You touched on everything, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
no, literally,
yeah, I also picked Shea for this award, and I've had explanations under each player. And under Shea, I have it's kind of self-explanatory.
Yep.
So that was my explanation for that. So
I
I'm
mean-
happy. Everyone else except for Chris, which great pick by the way.
Thanks.
No,
Mr.
I-
Happy Bowl.
It's just it goes to show the difference in logic for some people for the most improved player. I mean,
It's a hard award.
it is a
too.
very difficult award because kind of the credentials, like you said, have just been fucked a little bit.
Yeah.
Most of the
and-
awards in the NBA are flawed.
Yes, for sure. I mean, but that it is what it is. It comes with the territory in a
It's
way.
not always objective.
No, but Shea has just been that unbelievable, and I feel like he needs to be awarded in some sort of way. And obviously, he's probably top 10 in the MVP conversation right now too. So, yeah, Shea's been hooping, and he definitely deserves a Most Improved Player award. So, Ortiz, how about you lead us off with your Rookie of the Year?
Well, another one that isn't as obvious as it should be. I have Paulo Banchero though.
I think it's pretty clear.
I
I think it's
mean,
been pretty clear this season.
I changed my mind this morning when you guys talked to me. You're right. It has been very clear this season.
It's been so
We all-
incredibly painfully
We all have
obvious.
do you Paolo as well?
I do.
yeah, I mean,
It's going to be a consensus.
Yeah,
across
yeah.
the-
I mean,
across the
Chris,
board.
when you look at the stats, I mean, remember when he was drafted, we were always talking about him. He's been by far the most NBA ready player out of this draft.
Oh, yeah,
Obviously,
for sure.
obviously, the 3-point shot has not correlated yet. He's
No.
shooting very bad from three,
I
but
believe 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24.
but once again, rookie, he's still getting his legs under him, and he's averaging what he's averaging now.
Yeah, I mean the jumper looks good too.
The jumper, yeah,
The jumper looks good.
he had a
the three
bad
ball
last.
will
He
eventually
had
fall.
a bad last game. He shot very poorly from the field, but they can't hold him, so they fouled him 15 times.
He's huge. He like in terms of being built to step into the NBA and have success. He's 6'10", 250. Like he's in a way kind of similarly built to LeBron James. As a rookie, I mean, to be 6'10", 250 and to be able to handle the physicality of the league, and honestly,
Give it back.
it's crazy because he's giving it more than he's taking it.
Uh-huh.
So,
Whoa.
yeah,
He's a
he's
giver,
giving-
not a
he's
receiver.
yeah. He likes to give. He doesn't like to receive.
My boy's at the
Um,
top.
But yeah, I mean, you want to talk about shooting 45% on difficult looks. I mean, he's the main shot creator on a basketball team in his rookie season, on an NBA team in his rookie season. I mean, shooting 45%, averaging, what was it, 22 points per game. I
Yeah,
mean,
21 points.
he's a great rebounder too. I mean, and more so than anything else, something that needs to be mentioned for Paulo, he's come into the league with extremely good passing abilities. And maybe the stats don't back it up, but that's also because his teammates haven't exactly been great. But he's come into the league and his passing has looked incredibly well. And obviously we saw this at Duke a little bit, but he's shown it even more so this season. And he's been a very good pick and roll ball handler as well. So things need to be said for Paulo. He's unbelievable and he's only going to get better. That's the terrifying part. We could be talking about a top 5 player in the NBA at some point. I really do think his ceiling is that high.
Yeah, the biggest thing first of all, Paolo's full name is Paolo Napoleon James Banchero, which I thought was interesting.
That is
pretty
He's a
interesting.
But
talent.
he is top 10 in free throw
He's a
attempts
talent.
this season
Exactly,
with
lends to the physicality.
166. He's getting a superstar's whistle as a rookie,
Yep.
which is crazy to see, honestly, because no rookies get a whistle like that.
Nope.
terms of finishing around the rim, like you said, he's been incredible. His field goal percentage at the rim is 65%. His playmaking has been very good.
There it is. Yeah, eye test backs that.
His
Yep.
Potential assists per 100 passes is at 17, so that's really good.
Which is in the 70th percentile, close
Which is
to it.
wild.
Got a B
Or-
grade for that.
It's wild for a rookie who's 6'10".
You know, Powell's been
Exactly.
very good.
Like I said, he in a way, as much as I hate to put this type of expectation, I don't think he's going to be LeBron James, but he has the body type and
He's not gonna,
stuff like that.
And the
No,
dog.
he's just going to be power.
You don't
man.
got the dog in him.
No,
Like,
he don't. He just
Ben Matter.
Yeah.
Coach of the year. I think you guys all have the same guy, right?
No.
Mr. Joe.
Shout out to the Celtics, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have
Joe
Joe.
Mazzulla.
Who do you got?
I have Willie Green.
I have Willie Green as well.
My boy.
Big ups to the both of you for
Yeah,
that
they're
one, man.
the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, and their big threes played a total of 10 games together. So
Zion's coming for that MVP race too.
you
So,
know,
Zion's
the
always
Pelicans
coming
have been
hard.
incredible, man. The role boy.
Whoa.
I can't believe Jose Alvarado had a 40-piece, bro.
Bro, that's
was
crazy.
I love that.
nuts.
Man.
That's nuts.
Crazy.
I love him too, but a 40-piece for
40
him
piece
is
is wild.
wild. bro.
Shout
He
out
could shoot.
Jose Alvarado.
Could he shoot? I could shoot.
Yeah, Joe Russell commented to him on Twitter or something saying, "Wow, he can shoot."
Yeah.
Bro,
He can,
like,
bro.
Nah,
Go
that
on.
was crazy shit. Their
We
role
wanna talk
players
about
are just
dog.
incredible.
we talk
Yeah.
about dog. Jose Alvarado's got fucking dog.
Woof.
Like their
He
role
get-
players
yeah,
are
he got
incredible.
a fucking dog.
Top to
Yeah.
bottom. That
Yeah.
that
Herb
team
Jones
got
just missed a
so
bunch
Leo,
of
where you
games
at?
too.
He got up dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Top
bro.
10 offense and defense.
What's
They're
up with
Which
currently
is
on-
surprising
It is-
that they're that good defensively too at the current moment.
I mean,
That's just coaching.
yeah,
man.
I just think the edge goes to that team over the Celtics because obviously we all projected Pelicans to be a good
A
basketball,
good basketball team, yeah.
We didn't expect them to be top of the Western Conference according to
I
the
don't know
season.
if any of us actually had them higher than like 6th.
No,
So-
Trunks might have.
I
them
think I
pretty
had
high.
them third, low key.
Did you?
Yeah, I might
Yeah,
have.
I
You're
think
LeBron,
Trunks
bro.
had them
I know.
pretty high. Yeah, but they're currently on a 5-game win streak. They're 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah,
Just
like-
been balling. So shout out
Yeah.
Willie Green. Also
Yeah.
shout out Joe Mazzulla too. He's been doing
No,
a
he's
phenomenal
been-
job.
I mean,
Two of Steph-
There were a
it-
number of guys.
It was
who coulda
very
gave it to,
close.
if I'm being honest.
I think it was really just between them two because I mean, with all the controversy that
Bickerstaff.
You
happened,
could talk about Mike
Bickerstaff,
Budenholzer.
yeah.
You could talk about JB Bickerstaff. I
That's
mean,
it though. We're
yeah.
not.
Tom Thibodeau.
maybe even. To be fair, Monty Williams too. I mean, with the injuries they've dealt with,
He
it's
did.
Suns are
Michael
fraudulent.
Duffy.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna win it again.
Suns are such frauds.
fair.
bro.
Not Willie Green and Joe Mazzulla have been
Yeah,
very
Yeah.
clear cut candidates.
Joe
for
Yo,
this
let me
award,
try one
so.
of those.
Joe Mazzulla was a
Trying to
very
get some-
close number
some
2 to
zest,
me
my boy.
Willie
But,
Green was a very close number 2 for me.
because I mean, with all the controversy that happened with the Celtics this offseason,
To deal with it the way they have,
people, some people were skeptical over. Some people were skeptical of what the Celtics were going to do.
continue.
Like, I mean, me personally, I was very skeptical of what the Celtics were going to do this season with losing Ime Udoka in the fashion that they
cheers.
did.
No, I think
And-
that was a concern for a lot of us. We
Yeah.
spoke about that during our
Yeah.
standings. I mean, we
And-
were concerned if they would fall off, and we kind of expected it a little bit, and they've done
And
literally the
the
complete
complete
opposite. They've become the best team in the league in the regular season thus far, and it's pretty clear. Fucking idiot.
Complete opposite.
So that's the awards.